Hello viewers, in today's tutorial we are going to look at how to design a simple flyer in Photoshop. Alright, so without wasting enough time, let's get into Photoshop. So go to File, select New, and then let's give a title to what we are going to do, that envelope design. Alright, and then let's go to our preset and let's pick international paper, and then the size of the paper is going to be DL. Okay, we pick DL envelope. Okay, so you leave everything and then you click on OK. Well, so you see the paper has been 10, it has been 10 to be standing. Okay, so what we do is that you go to image and go to image rotation and rotate this 90 degrees anti-clockwise, so you get something like this. Then let's come to zoom and then fit this to the screen like this, so we'll get something like this. Now the next thing we are going to do at this point is I am going to my source file. I'll go to my source file and then I'll place my first image, that is it over there. Alright, so now let me open this, hold down Shift and Alt and open this to fill the entire sheet for you like this. Alright, then let me reduce the opacity for this a little bit so that I'll get something like this. Alright, then from there I'll go to my shape tool and pick rounded rectangle. Okay, now let me draw a rectangle and see. Alright, so let me change the radius from here to 40 pixels. Okay, then let me come to this side, and then draw a rectangle to fill this portion for me like this. Okay, then what I'll do next is I'll then hold this and the background and center the two properly. Okay, now let me change this color from ash to not all that white, but this particular white. Alright, so from there I'll go to my file, place, and then bring in this image. So what I'll do with this image is I'll reduce the size to this and then make it to be like this, and then from there I will create a clipping mask. Right click on it and select create clipping mask for that. Then after you did that, all you do is right click on it again and rasterize this, pick your magic wand tool and remove the white part. So select, click on backspace key on your keyboard to delete. As you select, you hit on backspace key, you hit on backspace key, you hit on backspace key. Since what we are designing is education week envelope type, that is why I brought in this image. Okay, so let me then reduce the opacity for this. So you reduce the opacity for this, reduce the opacity. So let's leave the opacity to 7. I think this is cool. Okay, but you can increase yours to any radius that you want. Okay, but I want to put my on 7. Now the next thing I'll do then is I'll pick my type tool. I'll pick my type tool like this, and then let me reduce the size. Let me reduce the size to say 40. All right, then let me change the font from company to Lato. Okay, let me put it on Lato, and then from there let me go to my text and copy all of that, and then Ctrl V to paste that over here. Then I will then select this, open your text box, your character box, reduce the size. Okay, then from there let me change it from Lato to say black. Okay, and then let me take off the spacing to 5 to something like this, and then let me change the color from pink to black as well. Okay, then I'll hit on OK. Then let me bring this to this end like this. I can then reduce the size of this to something like this. Then from there, let me duplicate this, right click on this and pick duplicate layer, select OK and bring it down. Use the arrow key, the down arrow key on your keyboard to bring it down. Okay, then let me highlight all of this, go back to my text box, copy this, Ctrl V to paste that, or you can simply right click on at the layer and then paste that over there. And let me reduce the size for this as well. Okay, so let me hold this down and then let me reduce its size a little bit, so I'll get something like this. All right, then from there I will duplicate this, Ctrl J to duplicate this again, and then highlight all of this, go back to your text and copy this, Ctrl C to copy and Ctrl V to paste. Now let me change the font from a the font type from black to, let me put it on regular. Okay, so we'll get something like this. Then let me reduce the size for this to something like this. All right, then the next thing I'll do is I will duplicate this, Ctrl J to duplicate this and bring it to this very end like this. Now highlight all of this, go back, copy this like this, copy that, Ctrl V to paste that over here. Then what you do next, go to your shape tool, pick your rounded rectangle and change the radius to 30 and then make a shape like this. Okay, and then you position this at this very end like this. Now hold this, select the two and reduce the size a bit, then you position it neatly over here like this. Let me move this using the right arrow key to this side. Alright, now the next thing I'll do is I will copy this again, Ctrl J to duplicate this and bring it to the down. Go back to your text and copy this, then Ctrl V to paste that over here. Pick this and place it at the center of your page like this, so you get something like this. Now let me change the font from that to black so that I'll get something like this, and then let me pick my rounded rectangle again and then make a shape like this. Okay, hold down the tool like this and then pick your move tool and center this and change the color, bring this on top of the rectangle and change the color from black to white like this. Now the next thing we are going to do at this point is we are going to duplicate this, Ctrl J to duplicate this again, then pick your type tool, highlight this, change the color to black, go back and copy this, copy this, copy all of that, then Ctrl V to paste that. Then let me open this up like this, and then let me increase the height a little bit to something like this. Increase the size again. Okay, now the next thing we are going to do at this point is we are going to pick our shape tool like this, and then we'll draw a shape like this around this, so you get something like this. Bring this on top of that. Okay, and then we are going to change the color for this. Go right click on it, go to blending options, and go to gradient overlay, and let's try to manipulate this a little bit. So we are going to pick a brighten color, so a color close like this will be appropriate for us in this circumstance. All right, then let me pick the next one like this. Then I'll click on OK. Click on OK. Then from there, let me move this to this side so that we see everything perfect. Then we are going to drop a little shadow for this. Let's see if this will be okay for us. And let me increase the spread a bit, and then the size to 16. Okay, the distance, I think the distance is 6. Okay, then let me manipulate this a bit to 90. Let me change the angle to 90 degrees. Okay, then from there we are going to add a little shadow to that. Okay, and then let's reduce the shadow. Let's change the shadow color from that to say the ash type of white. Okay, so we'll get something like this. I think this is cool. This is cool. Okay, then the next thing I'll do is I'll pick my type tool, and then I'll go to my text again and copy the theme. This is the theme. Copy that, and then Ctrl V to paste this over here like this. Pick this and position it over here. Reduce the size for this a little bit. All right, then after you pick this, pick your shape tool again, and then select this so that the shape will be beneath what you are. Yeah, so let me draw a shape like this again. All right, then let me change the color for the shape to this very color. All right, then let me change the color for the theme. Let me change the color to this very color. Okay, I think this is okay. Then hit on OK. Then the next thing you are going to do is pick your shape tool again, and then draw a shape like this, and change the color from that to this color, and move this. Okay, then let me go back to my type, and then copy all of this. Ctrl C to copy that, and then pick your type tool again. Ctrl V to paste that. Then let me open my character box, and then reduce the size for this so that I'll get something like this, and position it here. Let me select this, let me unselect this, and then I can then bring this, sorry, Ctrl Z to undo. Let me move it to that side and drop it a little bit using my arrow keys. Okay, so use your arrow keys to move it. Then I can close the size of this a little bit to suit what we are doing. Okay, then let me bring this to this and let me change the color to this and click on OK. Then the next thing is, let me reduce this shape a little bit. Okay, so that I'll get something like this. Now the next thing I'm going to do at this point is I am going to duplicate. I'll duplicate this, Ctrl J to duplicate and bring it to the down like this. Highlight all of this, go to your text and copy this. Then Ctrl V to paste that. Change it from regular to bold and then open this up like this. Bring it to this end. Okay, and then Ctrl J to duplicate that. Go back to your text and copy April. Highlight this, Ctrl V to paste. Close this up a little bit. Okay, so that you get something like this. Then bring it down like this. And then position it here, over here. Okay, so that is it. Then the next thing is I'll duplicate this, Ctrl J to duplicate this, hold down Shift and drag it to this very end like this. Okay, position it here nicely like this. Now highlight this, go back to your text and copy this, then Ctrl V to paste that. Then from there, let me highlight this as well, go back and copy this, Ctrl V to paste that as well. Then I can then manipulate this to be in alignment with 9 o'clock. I'll get something like this over there. The next thing is I will copy this, Ctrl J to copy that, copy it and put it here, bring it to this end like this. Okay, then select your type tool, go and copy this, Ctrl V to paste that, and then let me move this, and then I can then close this up a little bit like this, and then move it again to this very end. Then let me copy this, Ctrl J to duplicate that, and then let me select my type tool and type there. Okay, so guys, that is it for us. I can then select these two, center, align it. Okay, now go and pick your shape like this, or shape tool again, and then we are going to make another shape here like this. Ctrl A to center this, Ctrl D to deselect. Okay, then let me pick my shape again, and then I will make another one on top like this, but this one I'll change the color to white, to something like this. Then I will position it on top. Let me select the two shape like this, and then center align it. Okay, from there, so pick your type tool and go to your and copy this. Ctrl V to paste that. Pick and move this and place it on top of this like this, so you get something like this. Then Ctrl J to duplicate this and bring it over here, and change the color for this to white. Ctrl J to pick your type tool, select this, go and copy all of this, copy all of that, then Ctrl V to paste them like this. Now let me reduce the size for this and bring them in like this. Reduce the size one more time. Okay, and what will happen is I'll pick my type tool and open this up like this. Then let me change the color for this to say this color, and hit on OK. Change for this one to this color, hit on OK. Now let me bring a space. Okay, now let me pick my move tool and move this properly. Alright, so now I can duplicate this. Ctrl J to duplicate this. Pick your type tool and then write the telephone number 054-781-6543. Please, this is for educational purpose. It is not happening anywhere. This is for educational purpose only. So if you call any of these numbers, it might not go through. It can go through, and if it go through, maybe it will be directed to a wrong number or a wrong person. So take note of that. All right, this is for educational purpose only. Then pick your type tool, and at the same time type the telephone number 059-675 and then 8974 as well. All right, so the next thing we are going to do now, let me go over here, go to your file, go to place, and pick the calendar icon like this. Then right click on this and rasterize the layer. Pick your magic wand tool, click at the white part and remove the white part. Use your backspace key as you select, hit on the backspace key to delete that. As you select, hit on the backspace key to delete that. Okay, now Ctrl D to deselect. Now let's reduce the size for this to something like this. Then bring it, use your let me position it here. Okay, all right. Okay, then let me select this one too. Go to your file, go to place and bring in the clock. This one, the background has already been taken, so let me move this to this place like this. Okay, then let me position it here a bit. Then the next one is I'll pick this one, go to my file, place, and then let me bring the location icon and then reduce the size for this like this. Okay, and bring it to this very end like this. Okay, then that is it. All right, so guys, in today's tutorial we look at how to design a simple envelope in Photoshop. All right, so I made this lesson so simple to the extent that if today is your first time of coming across how to design an envelope, you should be able to design it perfectly without any difficulty. Let me know at the comment section what is your thought, how do you feel. All right, so that your comments will give me the improvement. Okay, if something is not going on well, your comment will make me to change my approach, how I speak, how I talk in the tutorial. All right, so guys, that is the design for us. If you really like this video, if this video impact in your life, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also leave your comment, share, and subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you for watching, and let me see you in my next video. Bye bye.